This right here is a video response to Nerdarchy's video that DMG hosted, special guest over there, for his 7dSystem channel. And the title of the video was, "You Don't Need Character Backstory." And some of the points he made in there I thought were pretty good. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. And for the most part, I agree with him. Nobody wants to read a 4-page character backstory before a campaign starts, especially if you're starting off at level 1. Okay, if you're playing a game like D&D where there's levels involved, then you should never have a 25-page backstory. Gareth says that you should have 25 words or less. And I'm saying if you're playing 5th edition D&D, you don't even need that. In fact, the only thing I like to do at the start of a campaign is determine how you know the rest of the party members. With that, the backstory that's on your sheet in the top right corner, I think is more than enough for role-playing your character. And here's the thing. You might have ideas about your character, and that's fine. But when you have this fleshed out backstory, you're limiting yourself. You're eliminating possibilities for role-playing in a game session. You might disagree, and that's fine, but here's why I think that. Me, when I'm running games, I like to ask my players on the spot, to describe what they see. Hey, you come around a corner and you see a person in a robe. When he turns around, he goes to uncover his face. Brad, what do you see? Who is this person? Boom. He might say that it's someone that his character is related to. He might say it's an old friend. He might say it's an enemy. The chance for improv when you don't have a restricting backstory is amazing. Now, even with the backstory, you could still say that it's somebody from your backstory. But I think the improv portion makes it a lot more fun. And it makes it more spoiler-free. If you already know who your people in your backstory are, and you're just looking to pull them in every chance, because, hey, it's in your backstory. And, oh, well, we had a falling out, and this is why, so now I, as a DM, have to know each player's 25-page backstory or 5-page backstory, and I think that's a little much. I think a paragraph or 2 paragraphs, if you are adamant about it, is good. Anything more than that, I won't even bother reading. So I would say just having your sheet and the stuff in the backstory or the background on there is more than enough. Having an idea if your character is an orphan or something, I think is cool. But again, going beyond all that, I think is a little bit overkill. With the start of a campaign. Now, if you want to add some stuff, or maybe you have an idea between sessions or whatever, throw it at me, and we'll work it into the next session. I love that. I like to collaborate on stuff like that. But I don't think it's fair to a game master to be given all of this stuff. To have to memorize, because you do. You can't just say, oh, okay, well, that's great, and just throw it away. When someone writes a backstory, they want you to use it. And if you're that kind of a player or that type of game master, more power to you. But I don't have the time to spend reading all that. If you want to do a couple bullet points, that's great. I have no problem with that. I'll take a copy of that and put it right there with my notes, as I'm prepping. But yeah, I'm not going to go through 25 pages. I'm not going to go through 2 pages. I think that's a little much. But yeah, so I liked what Gareth had to say. I appreciated that video. And if you haven't seen it yet, go over and check it out over on Nerdarchy's channel. It was a really good video that I wholeheartedly agree with. And the only thing I really disagreed with was even the 25 words or less thing. I think that's fine, but first level characters shouldn't have a huge backstory at all. Shouldn't even have one, really. Maybe just a couple bullet points and that's it. If you're starting a campaign at level 5 and you ask, and you want to do a little backstory of how you got to level 5, that sounds fine. I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you guys next time. See ya.